So I finally decided to make charms for the charm bracelet I had made at some point. I don't even know when. So what am I going to make my charms out of? FIMO or polymer clay. I should call it FIMO because it's fast and short. It doesn't have to be that brand. It doesn't matter what brand it is, but follow the directions on the brand. I say that as I did not. But you know, whatever. Follow the directions. Also, don't mind my squeaky chair. I think it's kind of fun. I play with it. Oh, did you even hear it though? Because it does that a lot. It'll do it some more as I wiggle. I'm distracted. What happened? Oh, I had to go and get parchment paper because I didn't have any in this bin. This is the very heavy large bin of all the FIMO needs. And now it just sits there because I can't get the lid back on it. I took all the stuff out and tried to put it back in, but I can't get the lid back on it. I'm not good with Tetris and shapes and stuff. So anyways, I also shouldn't have used the green and the yellow first because those are the colors that stain your hands the most. So then I wound up getting some green and some yellow and everything. But did I care and did I stop and fix it? No. Oh well. Oh well. Do I care? No. Also, you can use rubbing alcohol to try to wipe the color off if you have the wrong color in like your color. Did that make sense? And I had a tub of rubbing alcohol right there, but I didn't have like Q-tips, so did I go find any? No. Did I care? No. So what do I want to make for my little charms? There's 5 spots on a charm bracelet, so 5 charms. I picked out 5 of those little like eye hook thingies that you can put down into the top of the head of the FIMO. And then I did 2 little like lime-ish green tennis balls and then just the one big long white strip and pressed those together and then just kind of decided where I wanted the eye hole hook thing to go. And I have all these various random tools. I use like the little ball thing to smooth stuff out and stuff. So then one of the other charms I wanted to do was the little heart, and I was going to stick some rose quartz in the heart. I forget what I was going to say about that, but I was going to say something about that. So anyways, be careful, and if you bake stones, you should look at like what number stones should bake at. I didn't before I did this. I just threw them in, but like, okay, don't do that. Actually look it up. Oh my goodness. Do as I say, not as I do. Oof. So I just went for it because, yeah. Okay, well, whatever. Anyways, I put 1 in the very middle, 1 stone, and then 3, 1 at each tip on both sides of the heart. And then eventually I'll put the little eye hook in the middle. And those are rose quartz chips. And then I think the next thing that I make is, let's see first. Oh yeah, okay, so it's the clover. I wanted to make a 4-leaf clover. So I played with it for a little while because I thought maybe I could make it out of one piece, but that didn't really work. So eventually I pick out a heart-shaped cookie cutter, like one of those mini tiny cookie cutters we use for this FIMO stuff. Don't use FIMO stuff and then put it back in your kitchen. That's gross and probably toxic. Anyways, all designated tools go back in the craft tools. So then I had actual hearts that I stick together to each other, and then I just make like a little stem, almost call it a tail on my. So yeah, your handle for your clover. And then I realized at some point that I had wanted to put stones in the clover too, so I put peridot in the clover because that's my stone. So I thought that'd be fun. And then I kind of pushed the peridot down a little bit too much in one of the petals, so it kind of disappears. But I think that's fun anyway, because now it's just like a hidden stone. Whatever. Anyways, how many times do I say anyways? Like, oh my goodness, that's totally one of my words. Also, like is, and totally. We're all raised in the valley, but I'm the only one who talks like a valley girl. I still wonder why. How am I the only one? So anyways, there is my little weird looking clover. I like it. I mean, it could have been smaller, but hey, that's the clover. That's the heart cutter I found. So then I wanted to make a little tennis racket. So I just did a blob of white, and then I outlined it with a tube of pink, and then I did the little whoop things for the side, and then a handle out of black and then you use tools to make the details. So I used my little pencil just to cut the ends off so I could make like the right size, the right length. And then I used my little roundy, shapy ball thing so that I can smooth stuff out. And you don't fully want to smooth all of these things together, but you know, somewhat like ends and stuff. And then I used my pencil again, which is a needle taped to a pencil. That's my drawing tool. So I draw lines on the racket like net, and then also I draw lines on the handle like the tape, the anti-throw tape, whatever you call that stuff. I forget, you know, sweatband tape stuff, whatever. Anyways, so details. I draw details with my little pokey stick and then flip it around and make sure you've got details on all your sides. And then the last little eye hole will go in my tennis racket charm. So that's just what I decided I wanted my charms to be. You can make literally anything. These are just what I wanted. And since they're charms, you can change it out whatever you want. But I needed at least 5 charms made because my bracelet has 5 spots. So I did this for now. I considered other things, but this is what I wound up doing. So it's good. And then I used this bakeable liquid stuff all around it so that it's like glue kind of, and it like holds all the pieces together so that you don't have to actually like pick stuff back up and put glue under it. This is basically glue you put over the top. It's just, anyways, it's see-through, bakeable, medium, translucent, whatever. Anyways. Oh, how many times do I say that? Oof, too many. That one too. Oh, my vocabulary is, it's not, I'm not going to even have an adjective for it because my vocabulary is so bad. So then I bake the stuff after it's all dry and cooled and, you know, good to go. I said cooled. So then I used the glaze over it. I used all of the original, like, what was, not satin, but the other one. We used all of that, or maybe just me. And now I have this satin glaze, but it doesn't make any difference to me. I painted something with one of each at some point, and they totally both look the same to me. So I don't see any difference there. I just use the glaze. So use the glaze and then let it dry. Technically, the glaze says you're supposed to use 30 minutes and then do the other, and then do any more coats you want. And then it's not fully dry for 24 hours. I don't know how long I waited before I played with these, but it felt pretty dry after the half an hour. So I definitely don't think I waited 24 hours. I don't even remember when this happened. This wasn't very long ago. Huh. This might have been yesterday. I have no idea, honestly. So, whatever. But I glazed both sides at once instead of trying to do the whole half-hour wait thing because it's fine. It doesn't stick to the parchment or anything, and you might get a little bit of, like, you know, build up where it puddles, but I don't care. If you care, though, yeah, only do one side and then wait, and then do the other side. Because you will get a little bit of buildup of puddle, like where the glue all drips and meets itself in the middle. And then I pluck off all my little hooks for my charm bracelet, and then I realize, I need a connector in between the hook and the eye hook. So I go to the tub again, and there's those little metal hook things that they're partially open and you can close things with. And then also the closey pliers. Are those pliers? The closey things for jewelry. So I go to get those out of the bucket. Those. And then I just pick out 5 of the little hook things, and then you just very carefully feed the little eye hook, then the open round hook, and then the closure hook, and then close them all together as one. And technically, you know, things can still fall off of it like this. You'd need like a soldering iron, I think is what it's called, in order to fully close it, but I've never had one of those. Could definitely use one. Consider getting one at some point, but I don't do this kind of project all that often, so I didn't really feel like it was all that justified. You know, anyways, they're not all that expensive, but it's more like, where would I put it? What space would I have to designate for it? So, yeah. Anyways, it's not all that secure. Just be careful with your charms. Also be careful anyway with FIMO if it's too big or long, because FIMO can still break. I mean, it's not the most sturdy thing ever. If it's really small and solid like a tennis ball, it's probably going to be fine. But like the racket end or the, what is it called? Stem of the clover, those are little pieces that are likely to break off if you're not careful. But I thought it was fun and cute, and I just kind of clipped them on wherever, and I thought it felt nice to wear. I haven't worn a charm bracelet in such a long time. I'm allergic to metal, so that's why I wanted it to be made of anything else, so that there's the least amount of metal involved in the situation, so I can actually wear some jewelry sometimes. This is the only metal I have that is safe for me. It has to be implant grade. And technically I had 5 of these. There was one up at the top, but I had to take it out for a surgery and then I could never get it back in. And then I lost it. So I'm sad now. I only have 4 safe. So bye.